Hello, second graders. We're going to continue this week with lessons 3 and 4. My suggestion is that you do the conventions on one day and the writing on another day. And that way on Friday, you'll have extra time to finish anything that you did not get to. So for lesson 3, the vocabulary word is beneath. Beneath means under or below. So you can see that this girl is hiding beneath the table. Our convention's objective is, I will be able to use apostrophes in possessives and contractions. Our writing objective is, I will be able to write an opinion piece and support it with reasons. So apostrophes and possessives and contractions. Possessive nouns contain apostrophes. Sisters, apostrophe S, girls, so this would be plural, the apostrophe coming after the S, and men's, apostrophe S. A contraction is a shortened form of two words and is spelled with an apostrophe, which takes the place of the missing letter or letters. For example, isn't is the contraction for is not, that's is the contraction for that is, and I'll is the contraction for I will. Planting apple seeds was John's main work. The possessive noun John's has an apostrophe and an S to show ownership, the main work of John. He didn't mind sleeping outdoors and walking many miles each day. The contraction didn't stands for the words did not. The apostrophe takes the place of the letter O in the word not. Okay. So if we were to complete this activity, you would see that these are the possessive uses of the apostrophes. So peoples, apostrophe S, animals, the apostrophe comes after, pioneers, the apostrophe comes after, and lands. And then these are the contractions, so the shortened form of two words. I'm for I am, they're for they are, let's for let us, and he's for he is. So in your writing journal on Google Docs, even though the directions say to circle, we're not going to be able to circle on there. You're just going to type in the correct answer. So I'll read these words to you. So you have to circle the possessive nouns, then write your own sentence that uses an apostrophe. So this first one says children's, teachers, can't, doctors, shield. So remember, you're only going to type in the nouns that are possessive, so that shows ownership. And then for number 2, you can type in any one of these words, or you could come up with your own. Your word has to use an apostrophe. So for example, I could just show you, if I were to type in, I could say, my dog, apostrophe S, my dog's leash is hanging in the closet. Okay, so this shows, in this case, this would be possessive. It shows ownership. The leash belongs to the dog. Okay, so to continue with the writing, we're going to state and support an opinion. Remember, when writers state an opinion, they tell what they believe about something. The writer of John Chapman, Planter and Pioneer, believes that John Chapman was a special person who did good deeds. On page 6, the writer writes about how John Chapman turned into Johnny Appleseed. He writes, "It's quite a story." The writer of the story tries to convince readers about how special John was and how important his work was. Do you think John Chapman was someone we should model our lives after through the examples he set? Here are some guiding questions to help us answer that. What does it mean to live by example? What details show that John Chapman was a good role model? What values or beliefs did John have based on what he did? And what is one way that people can use John's example to live good, helpful lives? So when writers write an opinion piece, they need to support their opinion by sharing examples and reasons. Let's look at an example of an opinion piece. John Chapman lived a good life because he did the work he loved and he helped people by doing it. John loved being outdoors. He especially loved nature. Apple trees were his favorite, so later he decided he would plant their seeds. The writer says he planted them in places where people would like to live, showing he helped the U.S. grow. John helped people by doing what made him happy. So the writer begins with a clear statement of opinion. Then the writer provides reasons to support and explain his or her opinion, including a quotation from the text. Finally, the writer includes a concluding sentence to sum up the ideas. So to support opinions with reasons and evidence. Today, you will write an opinion paragraph about why you think it is important to live by example. So some guiding questions to help us are, what evidence does John Chapman, planter and pioneer, provide to help me form my own opinion of this topic? How will I state my opinion of this topic in an introductory sentence? And what are some key details I read about that relate to the topic? So for example, you might say, the world might be a better place if we all lived by example. That would be an opinion statement. So I'm going to show you an example of what you might write. I'll read it out loud. It says, as I think about the importance of having examples to live by, I realize that sharing has a big impact on the world. Also, respecting nature will be important for the future as we care for our planet. I'll use these and other reasons in a paragraph that supports my opinion. So now in your writing journal on Google Docs, you're going to type in a paragraph about why you think it is important to live by example. Revisit, that means go back to the book, revisit John Chapman, Planter and Pioneer to find evidence that supports your opinion. Remember to introduce your topic in an interesting way and to end your paragraph by summarizing your ideas. So I'm going to give you a sentence starter if you need some help to begin. So you would say, start typing, I think it is important to live by example because, and then you would give me some reasons, right? You have to go back to the book to find evidence. So again, you can look at my model to help, why it's important to live by example, for example, sharing with others and respecting nature to help our future generations. If you have any questions, please ask me on Google Classroom. Remember, you have today, Monday, and tomorrow, Tuesday, so March 30th, March 31st, to complete Lesson 3. Thank you.